Have you ever seen a fish that looks as if it's always having a bad day? Meet the blobfish. This peculiar creature, with its gelatinous body and perpetually grumpy expression, has been captivating the internet and marine enthusiasts alike. Not your typical aquarium centerpiece, the blobfish has a unique aesthetic that sets it apart from other marine species. Its droopy, glum expression and jelly-like body have earned it the title of the world's ugliest animal. But don't let that moniker fool you. Beneath its unconventional exterior lies a fascinating biological makeup and an intriguing life deep within the ocean's depths. As we dive deeper into the world of the blobfish, we'll explore its habitat, anatomy, diet, and relationship with us, the humans. So buckle up, marine adventurers. We're about to reveal the secrets of this underwater marvel. But is this grumpy-looking creature as grumpy as it looks? The blobfish resides in the deep waters of the oceans around Australia and New Zealand. Diving deeper into the specifics, the blobfish is not a surface dweller. Instead, it calls the extreme depths of the ocean home, specifically between 600 and 1,200 meters. At these depths, sunlight is a stranger, and the world is a constant cold darkness. The pressure here is immense, approximately 60 to 120 times greater than at sea level. Picture the weight of 50 jumbo jets pressing down on you, and you'll start to understand the kind of pressure we're talking about. But how does the blobfish survive in such hostile conditions? Well, it's all about adaptation. The blobfish's body is primarily a gelatinous mass, which is slightly less dense than water. This allows it to float above the seafloor without expending energy on swimming. The lack of muscle isn't a problem for the blobfish because it doesn't need to chase after its food. It simply opens its mouth and lets the edible matter drift in. Its body structure, contrary to what one might think, is perfectly suited for the deep-sea environment. The pressure in the blobfish's habitat compresses its gelatinous body, giving it a compact, solid form. The blobfish's body is not built for the surface. When brought up from the depths, the blobfish decompresses and takes on a distorted, somewhat comical appearance, leading to its nickname as the world's ugliest fish. The blobfish's habitat is as fascinating as it is inhospitable. The deep sea is a world of extremes, where life must adapt or perish. The blobfish, with its gelatinous body and unique adaptations, is a testament to life's uncanny ability to thrive in the harshest of environments. The blobfish's environment plays a crucial role in its peculiar appearance. So, what's behind this gelatinous, grumpy facade of the blobfish? Well, this deep-sea dweller is no ordinary fish. Its unique anatomy is a masterclass in adaptation, perfectly suited for life in high-pressure environments. The blobfish's body, often described as a gelatinous mass, is an evolutionary marvel. It's not just for show, or to give the blobfish its distinctive, somewhat comical appearance. This body, softer than a custard pudding, serves a critical purpose. It allows the blobfish to withstand the crushing pressures of the deep sea, which can be over 100 times greater than at sea level. Now, you may be thinking, how does it manage to float or swim in the water? The answer lies in the blobfish's lack of a swim bladder. Most fish use a swim bladder, a gas-filled sac, to maintain buoyancy in the water. The blobfish, however, doesn't have one. Why? Because in the extreme depths where it lives, a swim bladder would be compressed by the intense pressure, making it ineffective. Instead of a swim bladder, the blobfish's jelly-like flesh is slightly less dense than water. This slight difference in density allows the blobfish to float above the seafloor without exerting energy on swimming. It's a sort of built-in life jacket, if you will. Another fascinating aspect of the blobfish's anatomy is its minimal muscle mass. It doesn't need to chase after food or evade predators, so it conserves energy by having few muscles. It's a minimalist in the truest sense, embodying an energy-efficient lifestyle that many of us could only dream of. When we look beyond the blobfish's somewhat disheartening exterior, we see a creature that is beautifully adapted to its environment. It's a testament to the power of evolution and the diversity of life on this planet. So next time you see a picture of this grumpy-looking fish, remember, it's not just a funny face. The blobfish's body is perfectly adapted to its deep-sea dwelling. What do you think a creature like the blobfish eats in the depths of the ocean? Now, the blobfish might appear as an alien, but its diet is surprisingly ordinary for a deep-sea dweller. Let's dive into the world of the blobfish's mealtime. This uniquely shaped creature has a somewhat laid-back approach to dining. It's a bit like a deep-sea couch potato. Blobfish don't chase after their food. Instead, they are opportunistic feeders, patiently waiting for their next meal to float by. So, what's on the menu for a blobfish? The diet primarily consists of edible matter that drifts down from above, such as tiny crustaceans, sea urchins, mollusks, and other floaty sea organisms. Yes, that's right. The blobfish's diet is more or less a seafood platter, but one that comes to it. It simply opens its mouth and gobbles up whatever edible organisms happen to float in. Now here's a fascinating fact. The blobfish's lack of muscle doesn't hinder its feeding process. Its low-density, gelatinous body allows it to float above the seafloor without expending energy on swimming. This floating lifestyle means it can conserve energy for when a tasty morsel happens to drift its way. However, the blobfish's diet is under threat. Deep-sea trawling, a fishing method that involves dragging large nets across the seafloor, is causing a disturbance in the blobfish's habitat. This practice not only damages the seafloor but also sweeps up and destroys the blobfish's food sources. As a result, these grumpy-faced fishes are facing a food shortage, adding to the challenges they already face in their deep-sea home. Despite these threats, blobfish have proven to be resilient creatures, continuing to survive in the harsh conditions of the deep sea. They might not be the most active hunters or have the most diverse diet, but they've adapted to make the best of what their environment offers them. Despite its grumpy face, the blobfish is a simple and somewhat lazy eater. But remember, it's this laid-back, energy-conserving lifestyle that allows it to survive in one of the most extreme environments on our planet. Now you might wonder, can this blobfish harm humans? The answer, in short, is no. Despite its somewhat menacing scowl, the blobfish poses no threat to us. Its gelatinous body, adapted to withstand the immense pressure of the deep sea, is fragile in our environment, and the blobfish lacks any form of offensive capabilities. In fact, the blobfish spends most of its life in a state of near-total inactivity. It dwells in the deep sea, far beyond the reach of any casual swimmer or diver. Its preferred habitat is the cold, dark ocean floor, at depths that would crush most other marine creatures. The blobfish is not a predator, but a slow-moving scavenger, feeding mostly on edible particles that float by. While the blobfish may not harm humans, the interaction between the two isn't so benign the other way around. Human activities, particularly deep-sea fishing, pose a significant threat to the blobfish. Trawling nets used in deep-sea fishing often inadvertently capture blobfish, bringing them to the surface where they cannot survive. The change in pressure from their natural deep-sea habitat to the surface is too drastic for their delicate bodies to handle. Furthermore, the blobfish's habitat is being increasingly disturbed by human activities. Ocean acidification and climate change, driven by human-induced carbon emissions, are altering the conditions of the deep sea. This could potentially disrupt the blobfish's food supply and force them to adapt to conditions they aren't designed for. In conclusion, the blobfish is a harmless creature, leading a quiet, solitary life in the depths of the ocean. The true danger lies not in a potential threat from the blobfish to humans, but rather in the harm humans can inflict upon these unique and fascinating creatures. As we continue to explore and learn about the deep sea, it's crucial that we do so in a way that respects and protects its inhabitants. The blobfish is more at risk from us than we are from it. The blobfish, a creature as fascinating as it is peculiar. We've journeyed together through the depths of the ocean to its unique habitat, a place where only the hardiest of creatures can survive. We've examined its unusual gelatinous anatomy, adapted perfectly to withstand extreme pressure, and we've discovered its diet, a gourmet selection of deep-sea delicacies. We've also explored the relationship between the blobfish and US humans. Despite its somewhat grumpy appearance, we've learned that the blobfish poses no harm to humans, and rather, it's we who pose a potential threat to its existence through deep-sea fishing and habitat destruction. The blobfish, a testament to the diversity and adaptability of life on our planet, is a species that reminds us of the importance of understanding and protecting our ocean's biodiversity. Next time you see a picture of a blobfish, remember, it's not grumpy, it's just misunderstood. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the life of the blobfish.